There we go. We're live. This is the 28-day drawing challenge for February. This is day 15. We've crossed the halfway point. If at any time tonight you're watching this video and liking the drawing that I'm about to do, please hit the like button. That's all you got to do. Scan through, like it if you're watching in a replay. I'm on day 28. Let's take a real quick look through my library of all 15 days so far. Let's just go here real quick. That was day 1, day 2, day 3, problem child, angry but adorable is day 3, 4, 5, I think. I might have lost track. 6. Oh, that was a genie in a cup. Universe in a cup. Oh, come on now. What else we got? Won't let me slide that. Okay, there we go. An alien. Pretty cool alien crash there. Did the ode to Saturday morning cartoons. Did a little hat tip to my old friend Brian Lynch. All the old weird comics we used to draw together. Yesterday, or the day before yesterday, was my dog Daisy. And yesterday we did the Cupid. Tonight, we're doing birds at work. And I have an interesting one to do tonight. First, I like to take a look at what's going on out there in the Draw or Die Club. By the way, Draw or Die Club, we got merch and stuff to support you. If you're an artist out there looking for support, stay encouraged. Check out our weekly newsletter, all that jazz. Over on the Instagram, we've got the Draw or Die, hashtag Draw or Die Club. And now over 5,500 drawings out there attributed to our little drawing club. So that's pretty amazing accomplishment, everybody. By the way, I really enjoyed this from Martinez here. I almost did Meatloaf the other day for the what date was that? Day 13, I think. So he kind of combined his drawings here. So what was that? What was the drawing called? It was called The Price I'd Pay for Love, and I was sitting at the table going, maybe I should draw Meatloaf. And my wife was like, nah, don't do that. So, all right, so tonight it's Birds at Work. We're going to see a couple. Let's see what this one is. This looks like Hero Hotel, yeah? Let's see which one he was on here. Whoa. Okay. Combined challenges. Okay, cool. So which day was this? Day 1. I'm also in the middle of the day 28 challenge. All right, cool. I don't know which one that is. I'm losing my track. Hey, Gary, Fossil Girl. Thanks for joining. Once again, here we are. Drawing every day. It's in this grind. Let's go back to my channel here real quick just to make sure I'm seeing everybody that's in the chat. Great. Yeah. So what else we got here? We got an owl from Ronco Pops. That's pretty cool. Birds at Work. Looks like the owl from Hogwarts or whatever. Price I'd Pay for Love. All right, Birds at Work. I like that one. Dear alumni, please. Oh boy, that's I guess that's Temple. My son went to Temple University. I heard that they are doing a strike or something there. Angry Birds. All right, right on. Okay, cool. There's somewhere. Let's go. Let's wait. Well, there's a couple more here. There's a lot of drawings today, so I want to give it the due diligence here. Fossil Girl, there you are. I am the manager, Karen. That's a good one. Nice ostrich. Birds at Work. Verde. Hero Hotel. Here he is again. What are they doing? They're like playing dice, or I don't know. Eating? Lunch break? Well, what's going on here? Oh, it's the birds from the movie The Birds, right? That makes sense. Well, that's good. Phone booth. Oh, awesome. And here we go, another one. What's this one? From here until the cats came back. They are a survivor. Okay, so cool. He's catching up. All right, tonight I'm going to draw birds at work. And I have some specific birds. Hey, Ronco Pop. Thanks for joining. Just showed your artwork there. I've got some specific birds in mind a long time ago, since this is kind of like I did it with Monkey Man the other day, and just kind of like thinking about old writers I worked with, you know. So I did a book for a while called I'm trying to get my reference. I don't even really need the reference, but I haven't drawn them in years. I did this book here called CRACKURZ with James Patrick, and it was basically two birds that lived in a cage, uh, Lobster and Remster, I believe. Remster is the big, tall bird. So it's like I can't explain this comic, but it was basically like the classic comedy duo. You know, the tall, crazy one and the short, staunchy. You know, Abbott and Costello kind of thing. But we did a good many of these books together. We added on Kevin Smith's website there for a little hot minute. I think maybe I'm getting that wrong. But James Patrick, the writer James Patrick, approached me about this, and he's like, "Hey man, the backgrounds will be minimal. You know, I just got this idea." And his scripts were always really detailed, like really fun stuff. So I wish we would have done, you know, more of that. Um, but I remember I can kind of already remember drawing them, you know, because the one had a shape like this, and the one was just like a little shorter, chubby guy. Right. In this case, maybe, you know, birds at work, maybe they're clocking in for their day jobs. And I thought about having like a little lunch pail or something, and maybe punching a clock with like a ticket. We'll get there. Yeah, it's a pretty fun comic. It's got a little, I don't say a cult following, but there's definitely some people that remember that comic from back in the day. He's gonna have his little lunch pail too. They had to get day jobs. James Patrick, if you're watching this, you know, last we saw of the Remster and Lobster, they were doing. Oh man, I'm trying to remember now. It's been such a long time. We had an issue where they did. They worked on a comic together, and it was it was called The Magnificent Cock, and it was about a chicken, like a superhero, and it was very, you know, dark, you know, like crass humor, you know, of course. The guy's spaceship looked phallic and all that stuff. It was just really, you know, Family Guy type humor, let's say. And yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. It's just if you can ever find a copy on eBay or something, look it up. And we did this other issue where they snuck out. I think it might have been this super special issue. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Need to look it up. Where they sneak out of their room, they sneak out of their cage, and they go into the house, um, and they find their way to the toy room, like the collector's toy rooms. Because I guess these were James Bird's, basically based on James Bird's. I'm sure he has a cool toy room in his house. And yeah, there was an issue of that. And then we did a story where they turned into like Looney Tunes characters, so I kind of had to draw them in like old Tweety Bird style and stuff like that. I think that might have been a bad dream. I don't remember. But the script was really good and fun and easy to do. So always appreciated that. Now James has gone on to a lot of success. He wrote some stuff for DC, like the Joker and Harley Quinn dancing, that cover where they're like dancing. That's one of his big things, and he's got a bunch of cool independent hits. You know, he also wrote some of the Hero by Night for me, scripted it. I would plot it on the new issues, like the 3-issue series, or the he wrote about 5 issues of the 4-ish or the ongoing series that came out, but only like three of the issues came out before that was canceled. You know, I'm still drawing small here. We got to go big. I don't know what the gag is going to be yet, but usually they'd just be saying something pretty simple, and you know, maybe they're just like going back to work at their job of being cartoon strip characters in this strip. Could be as easy as that. But yeah, it was a fun little book. It got some press, I guess. You know, my career in the comics has always been kind of on the cusp of helping other people be more famous than me. So yeah, but super awesome to watch these guys all go on to like awesome things. I don't think I was built for it. Like the whole grind of conventions and industry stuff. I like the drawing of the comics, but I don't necessarily like the game out there. You know, now I'm not talking about these guys, but you know, when I talk about it in the Draw or Die Club, there's a lot of a lot of comic book artists and creator writers and publishers, and that'll like tell you how dour it is. You know, the business side of it, at least. I just don't like that. Yeah, but kudos to James. He always paid on time, unlike many writers, but he believed in paying, you know, on time. And maybe we'll figure out what these guys are saying while we're doing it. Could have invited him to the stream and let him just write what they're saying right now. He's probably busy though. He ain't got time for this YouTube game. But I'm sure this will bring a smile to his face when he sees this, like as a surprise, and that brings me joy. Some kind of strange, weird joy. He won't be expecting this. punching a little clock. Sometimes when I draw characters like this, it's kind of like the Marvel method or whatever, or the plot first method. You can kind of start hearing the characters, talking to you. So maybe they'll say something here in a minute. Like Remster, the big tall one here, he was always kind of like the one always looking for an easy way out or something, or like the wackier one of the crew, the less realistic. So like if he's punching a clock, he's probably like, I will only get paid for every second. I'm gonna wait until I'm not gonna do one more minute of work for this company. Every second counts. I don't know what a time clock looks like. We're just gonna pretend here. It's like 7:01 or something. It's been so long since I punched a clock. Don't think I'll be doing that anytime soon again. I did once work at a printer, like an all offset printer, and we definitely had a little punch card. Cha-chunk. It would like stamp down on you, like whatever the machine in there is, stamp your time. And those guys would only pay right down to the minute, man. Yeah. This a little bit bigger. That's fine. You got the clock in there, and I'm just going to do the classic CRACKURZ backgrounds. It's going to be just the bars. But since this one's a time clock, it's going to have to be on its own bar. Let's just do that. The other day, someone sent me a eBay listing for another book that we worked on. The first book we worked on was called Staring at the Sun. That was the first thing we worked on together. When I kind of first started taking on paid work from writers a long time ago, 1998 or something like that. And there's an eBay listing for it. It's $99, and I was like, I don't even think I have this book. Like, I don't think I have a copy of it in print, which is. And I actually tagged James, and I was like, I don't remember. Did this actually get printed? And he's like, yeah, it's my first print, my first published work. So maybe I had a printing at some point, or I don't know. I know we did stuff after that, for sure. But I don't know. Hey, Dustin. Thanks for watching. For those hanging out in the stream a little bit, maybe about 20 minutes or 30 minutes or so, maybe I'll share something else I drew at work today to show you kind of that process a little bit. It's rare that I get to draw at work anymore. But today I got to block out some time to do a t-shirt poster design for this Creator Economy Expo. So I'll show you a sneak peek at that. They haven't approved it yet, so they might hate it. But I think it's pretty neat. So hopefully they stick with it. All right, I don't know what these birds are saying to each other, but we know that the tall bird from the comic here is kind of snarky bird. Remster is his name. So he's probably like totally being, stingy here. Like he wants to make sure he gets paid for every single second and no more, no less. Like that's what I would think he'd be saying. So we get in here and whoop. I hadn't planned on drawing these guys, but it just came to me tonight. I knew I was going to draw some birds like punching a clock, like pigeons or something, but I'm like, wait a minute, I used to draw birds in a comic. So I'm just going down some memory lane here. I first met this writer, James Patrick, which is not his real name, by the way. I know him as his real name, but I'm just going to not say his real name. But his writer name is James Patrick. I'm going to try to remember as much as possible here. James, you can maybe listen back on a replay and reminisce with me. Tell me I got something wrong or not. But Mid-Ohio Con, 1990, something or other. I was out there promoting Zombieopolis was another comic I was working on, right? And I was sitting, awesomely enough, it's so cool. Mid-Ohio Con, the original Mid-Ohio Con, was just such a cool little show. And I was in this little room, tucked in there, and like 2 tables over from me was Bernie Wrightson. If you don't know who Bernie Wrightson is, that's your loss. Look him up. But fantastic horror comic artist. And to be in the same room, I didn't know. I knew, but now at age 47, looking back, that I was in the same room as Bernie Wrightson, and maybe took it for granted. He had his originals. He had some originals there and stuff, and just seemed like a nice guy too. But I had the Bernie Wrightson Frankenstein. I still have it over here on my shelf somewhere. I'm sure I do. Oh, I'm not going to wander away from this drawing board. All right. It's over there somewhere. Bernie Wrightson's Frankenstein. Keep it pretty nearby. Oh, look. You know what? Never mind. I'm going to do it. It's because I'm thinking. This is what happens now on these. Bernie Wrightson's Frankenstein. Look at that sick. I don't know if you can see that, but every page has like. Let's find a good one here. The story of Frankenstein, and go there. The detail in his pen and ink work, amazing. So yeah, he's long passed away. Rest in peace, Bernie Wrightson. But yeah, Mid Ohio Con. You could meet a lot of cool artists there, and I was very young and stupid, or I would have just maybe tried to, I don't know, absorb something or ask him a question or something. I don't know. But anyways, that's where I met James Patrick, and he's like, are you available for work or something? And he liked the style of what I was drawing there, and I was like, yeah, let's just talk to me afterwards. Internet was still very early, new, kind of, and we struck it up about his book Staring at the Sun, which is a very good book. I thought it's about a kid that's in Catholic school and like kind of being abused by the nuns, like typical Catholic school stuff, I guess. But he has an imaginary friend that's this big demon named Brisby, and so I got to draw that, and you know, we talked the same language. He knew about Dave Gibbons' Watchmen 9-panel grid stuff, and he was like, I want to do a lot of 9-panel grid stuff, and I was like, well, okay. And I was very young and naive. I think that I think I remember just it was James's first go, so he thinks he was really demanding and very neurotic, and he is a very neurotic guy, or he was, let's just say. But I was always just like learning from him because he knew a lot about comics and stuff too. So if I took it as, hey, here I am trying to be a professional and do a job, and if the writer wasn't happy with what I was drawing, could he help me get to the point where, like, what is it about the panel that I'm doing wrong that you don't like? And so we would redraw, and he thought he was like being a pain in the ass, but like honestly, I talk about this in some other places, but I think that really helped me because there's certain people in my life, and listen, I'm not sharing the screen again. God dang it. There we go. There's certain people in my life that I worked with that stick in my head like an invisible counsel. Like they're in my head. I've worked with them so much that I could hear what they're saying. Like if I'm drawing a panel right now and he'd be like, hey, look, and Remster's foot is a little bit wonky here, guy. Can you fix that foot? You know? And I'd be like, no, because you haven't paid me for this, Jim. No. Um, um, but it helped me. It helped when you have those kind of voices in your head where you don't even have to know. Like I already know what he's going to say after a while. And that's a good relationship between a writer and artist, I think. We just kind of had an understanding, and after a while he just knew he could just give me anything, and I knew what he was going to look for, kind of thing. Now, you know. And when I needed a writer, because I just felt like my scripts weren't very good, I needed somebody to help with the scripting of the Hero by Night stuff after it kind of took off. And I was like, hey man, are you willing to write these scripts off my plots? And he was like, let's do it. And I think those, I'd like to think, I'm not saying that I'm taking credit for his stuff because he was out there hustling, but I think him doing the comic book, the superhero stuff, kind of, I'm sure he showed that to like DC and stuff like that to get those other gigs, and that's awesome. He was always really good at the superhero type genre stuff. He just had a knack for that. Not that I don't think it was his favorite thing to do. I feel like his favorite thing to do was these two birds. Seemed like a real personal story too at times. But back to the first thing we worked on, yeah, that really helped me. All the back and forth, and I'm like, this is my first time. What if this was like not that he wasn't a professional writer, but I really took it seriously with his script, and you know, I got a picture somewhere of my kids at my desk, and they're scribbling all over the page. They scribbled all over my pencils with like a crayon. I was so upset. But I was like, I couldn't be too upset because it was like they were just trying to help their dad, you know. But I had to redraw a whole page. But yeah, and the thing was like Thomas, the kid, could go into his imagination with this frisbee and escape the situation, his reality of abuse in the school. And I thought that was, and it was real, you know, some suggestive stuff in there. Like maybe they were really abusing the kid, you know. But we did it in such an tasteful way for comics that I don't know. I haven't looked at that in a long time. I don't even know if I have a copy of it anywhere. You know? But yeah, really good stuff. I kind of would like to just redraw it, to be honest with you, someday. I'm sure I'm a much better artist now than I was then. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and then I think right around the same time, or like, I don't know, he was like, hey, listen, I got another idea for you. It's just these two birds in a cage, and there's no backgrounds, and it's just gags, you know? And I'm like, all right, send me a script. So he sent me crackers, and we did some online stuff. We did um, these super specials and some mini comics, and it was fun, you know? These guys. Oh, did the email not go today? Dustin, I might have broken the email today. There's supposed to be a twist for this. The twist was supposed to be a time clock, like punching a time clock. But I'm gonna have to check that. I've been having trouble with the. No, yeah, not you. If you didn't get it, it might not have been. It might be sitting in a draft folder, so my bad. I'll fix that tonight. Apologies, sir. Because now that I'm thinking about it, I get the email too, and I don't think that I saw it come in my inbox this morning, and I went right to work, so that's why I know it probably didn't go out right. Darn it! Darn it! I'll make it up to you. Double twist tomorrow. Yeah. And what Dustin's talking about is the daily drawing prompts that we have at the Gerard Club. There's a drawing twist for the 28 days because everyone knows the 28 prompts are out there publicly. But usually, when we're not doing a public challenge, there is still a daily drawing prompt that's going out to the club members, the paid members. So it's like $5 a month. Um, you get this drawing prompt every morning, and usually I'll also do like a little like inspirational, you know, just some kind of thought, something I'm reading or a quote that I'm reading because I read a lot in the mornings, and whether it's stoicism stuff or something about being productive, just something a little kick you in the pants, get you drawing every day. Hopefully, hopefully those are helpful, Dustin. There, he says it's awesome. So, yeah, thank you. I don't promote it enough, but it's there for the people that need it. I should probably, you know, I don't want to be like on sales mode all the time, like, hey, drawing prompts. Probably after this month, though, you know, doing this live for 28 days almost. I'm gonna try to get people on the drawing prompt list because the last time we did Promptober. Um, After Promptober was over, I got a lot of messages from people that were like, "I miss drawing every day," and I'm like, "Guys, you can still draw every day. You gotta, you know." So here's these prompts, you know. Um, I'm gonna draw through with these bars. Oh, what did I do? What did I do? Hmm. Okay. Yeah, we had. I did get a lot of messages back then saying like, "I missed the drawing prompts," and I'm like, "Well, the drawing prompts are still there, but it is for the paid members, for the $5 members." So, um, and then we have the weekly ones for free. So the weekly one comes out on Sunday. So the Sunday one's always free. So at least you get to draw something. It's not even really like it's just there to kind of keep you inspired and encouraged and reminder in your inbox every day to kind of, hey, I'm gonna draw instead of worrying about the news or the Chinese balloons in World War III. You're like, oh, I think I should be drawing today, right? Get you back on track. That's the idea. Fossil Girl says, being part of something bigger has been a huge help in drawing every day. I agree. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. Because just like for a lot of people, it can feel like, I don't know, I know that people are listening and reading. I can see that. But some days it's like, does anyone really care about any of this? Is this worth it? All this work I put into this? But I think, of course, it is. So, you know, I'm glad to hear that. Fade these lines out. I should have done it this way, but the bars were always black in the comic strip, so I'm doing it the way it's supposed to be for old time's sake. Right. Memories of James Patrick. He got to witness a lot of the old Comic Con stories together. The old Andy Melanakis story. A lot of old, yeah, that Comic Con grind, being out there, different shows, and trying to network your butt off. Or, you know, he would go around to all the shows, man. Like, I think, like, all the East Coast shows at least, meeting up with editors and all that stuff. And that's how he got his, he really worked hard to get those jobs. It's not easy. It's not an easy grind. I think his newest one was called, and I don't know if it's going to be like a TV show or something like that or a movie. Kaiju Score. That's how he always had really good hooks in his comics. Like, hey, here's a little kid with his imaginary friend that's a demon, and he's in Catholic school. That's a good hook. Like, it's a good twist. This Kaiju Score is like there's like a kaiju attack going on a big city, and these guys are like robbing a bank or something. They're doing a heist. I haven't read it, but I've read the synopsis. Never got a copy of that. I don't buy a lot of comics much. Sorry, Jim. Out of space. Right. I'm just going to keep that faded out for right now. Go in here. All right, we're time for some colors on these guys. I know that they're going to be kind of like a yellow color, but I'm just going to go ahead and kind of a yellow color, so we're just going to use that as the base right now. Yeah, the insides of these books were black and white, super easy to do. I think we might have done some color web comics, the covers, but usually it was black and white, so it was a pretty easy project, to do. The one issue of this book was sort of very meta. Like the guy was the tall bird here. He was writing that book about the chicken called Magnificent Cock. It's like a superhero chicken. Um, he was like the writer on it, and like so it had some like comic industry satire going on in that. He was trying to get a movie deal or something. I don't know, something like that. Got like too big for his britches, sort of thing. Definitely had the feeling that like it could have been a cartoon or something. Like it could have easily been some kind of short animated thing. Make a really good YouTube channel now. Some kind of animatic. That'd be super easy, like a shorts channel with the birds on it. That's the type of thinking that I'd like to get more comic creators into, is that you can do more than just putting out the books. You can actually build an audience. Doing web comics or not full animation, but just animatics, storyboards. Let me get their main bird colors done, and then I'll show you guys something else I drew at work today, if you want to see. Just a sketch concept. I'll just get these flats in here real quick. All right. And we'll do the time clock too in this color for now. These are not the final colors. All right, let's take a look at the other thing real quick. So I'm doing there's a convention called the Creator Economy Expo, and it's in Cleveland. And this is kind of the concept I came up for it. And this will all be gold, like he's sitting on a pile of gold, this little robot. This will be gold lettering, and the idea is, I guess, that there's like creators these days are doing so much multitasking. They're doing brand deals. They got bags of money that they're making, but they're also making content. There's a podcast mic, some lighting. Maybe it also is a little bit about how a lot of these writers are using AI to like write their scripts and stuff like that. So it's kind of automating your process like a robot, and then getting that money for the creator economy. So that is that's the sketch I sent them today. Let's see if they like it, because it'll be Spreadshop sponsoring that convention in Cleveland. People, you go there, you pay tickets, and you go to Cleveland and listen to a bunch of semi-famous creators tell you how to do this stuff. Pretty cool. So that was what I got to draw today. It's a concept at work. It's been a while since I actually drew something at work, though. I'm usually just doing manager stuff and strategy stuff. So a little bit of that. And if they hate it, then okay. That's fine too. They're allowed. I don't take it personally. You know, I'm just I'm just a worker bee. I take that very lightly. If someone's like, I don't like it, I'll be like, can you tell me why? What is it that you don't like about it? So just being like a real professional about, making my stuff better. So I'm gonna reward the people that watch the stream with some little sneak peeks about other stuff I'm working on occasionally. I'm a fan of storytelling of all kind. I watch ads. I watch what's going on out in the, the advertising world, I guess you'd say. Super Bowl commercials. My favorite Super Bowl commercial this year was the Tubi bunnies that drug you down a rabbit hole. I thought that was, it was simple, but it was very. I was laughing and going, okay, whoever came up with this, all right, good, give them a raise. Just enough weird dark humor to make you go, what the heck is going on? And then I got it after I was like, what is it? What are they throwing them in a hole? They're rabbits. Oh, it's the rabbit hole. You're going down a rabbit hole. Oh man, so good. I wonder how many times that agency pitched that to other companies. Because this is Tubi that said yes, but I wonder if they were like pitching that to Netflix. They pitched it to HBO. I bet you there's stories like that where everybody turned it down. Like, we don't want to send people in a rabbit hole. Like, that happens all the time. But Tubi was smart to grab that up, buy that idea. I always liked that part of the agency world, I think, like client work and stuff. It's a challenge, really, to see what the goals are of a different company, and you as a creator, visual person, or a creative is going to come up with something to help them achieve their goals that's memorable. And I'm always going to remember that rabbit. Hey, Cartoon Cal. I'll check those comments. Thank you for leaving a comment on the Future of Comics video. I'll check those after the stream tonight. And after I fix my newsletter, because it's obviously broken right now. Right. Nope. Just thinking about this just reminds me of those old Comic Con days. There was nothing like Mid Ohio Con. The old Mid Ohio Con was just such a interesting place. Really cool vibe, just in a little hotel. Moved to a bigger hotel afterwards. I never went to it when it was like bought out by a bigger company. I never went to it then. But back when a fella named Roger Price was running it, shout outs to Roger, he would have all the big, well, I don't know, big comic names to me. John Byrne was there, and Peter David, all the comic book guys. He would get the really good guys out there for those shows. A lot of good memories in Ohio. A lot of good memories. Good people. So my other favorite Comic Con right now is the one that I just did the poster for, would be the Three Rivers Comic Con in Pittsburgh come June. And again, that's kind of just putting the focus back on comics instead of pop culture guests, Right. It's a good way of saying it nicely. Nothing against those other pop culture shows, but a Comic Con, it should be a lot of comic book artists and good vendors and stuff like that. Get some interesting comics, good prices. That's what's interesting to me about Comic Cons, or meet artists, meet creators, meet the writers, things like that. They're gonna have green lunch pails for no reason. Alicia's made an appearance. I'm drawing the birds for James Patrick. He doesn't know yet. Unless Quackers.
Crackers.
Oh, it's crackers, yeah. Quackers.
All right. In my mouth when it was coming out. Tired.
Me too. All right. Done in a little bit. Okay, I think the beaks were kind of pinkish though. No, they were like this color. Did I get it? No, it's still a little dark. I don't know. Let me look. It's almost like a peach. Almost had it. A little more orange. There we go. Got it. A little bit lighter, just a little bit. I think I would draw crackers again. We're all very busy. think there's a place for it somewhere. You know, same thing with Monkey Man from Brian Lynch. I think he wants to do stuff like that, but sometimes, the things you did when you were young, they don't hold well over time, I guess. Or you just gotta just keep them as good memories. That's kind of what I do with a lot of my old stuff, and I can't get stuck in the past too much. Oops, but a lot of good memories with these characters and birds and monkeys and I actually did a lot of. Let me shut this door. I think I drew so many comics back then in the late 90s and early 2000s. There's a lot of comics I don't even remember the creators that I worked on because I did a lot of writers that were looking for like 8-page stories and things like that. Some would come and go, and some would vanish in the middle of the night and never come back again, you know. But we did a lot of. But I was lucky enough to work with, solid longer term deals with like Brian Lynch and James Patrick, and just a little crew of fun guys, who all really love comics too, by the way. Still do, to certain degrees. Birds at work. That's tonight's prompt. Birds at work. And I decided to do Lokester and Remster from the CRACKURZ comic from back in the day. We still got to make them saying something, so I'm going to do that real quick after I finish this time clock up real quick. I think the concept here that I'm going to go with is that Remster's cheap. And he doesn't want to get paid for one extra, company dime. He doesn't want the company getting more than what they pay for with him. So I'm going to go ahead and add some text in this one. Go to add text. Go with my favorite spinner rack. Shout outs to Glambot. Would you just punch in already? And then I gotta take the letting down a little bit. See that? And then we can move it over here. Doing all this with just my fingers too, and this is nice. Would you just punch in already? And then Bookster's going to say, or Remster's going to say. We'll duplicate this. We'll get another one. We'll pull this down here. No way. No way. Not a minute sooner than, whoops. Not a minute sooner. Or would you just punch in already? No way. So we're writing this live. If I had a writer on, I would have asked Jim. He could have written something clever in here. No way. Every second that's mine is mine. Hey, Cartoon Cal, did you ink this traditionally or digitally? I just inked it all digitally right here on the iPad tonight. I'll go through the steps again real quick after I get these in here. Every second that's mine is mine. I think that's fine enough. Doesn't have to be a miraculous joke. People get it or not, whatever. I'm going to go down here, put a layer underneath that. I like to draw my own balloons, so I'm going to just go ahead and grab my original inker brush here, and we're going to just draw the actual... I don't think I'm on the right color here. That's about right. Yeah, I prefer to work all digitally now. I will do traditional stuff occasionally, but it's just quicker now to do it all on the magical device. And it takes practice. Even just drawing that balloon out like that without any kind of auto correction. Because I like that there's a little bit of, there's a little bit of give in the line. I just, I don't want the perfect, oval. If that makes sense. I want there to be some kind of human touch to the lines. And then we should be able to just grab that and throw some white in there. Uh-oh. What layer am I on? Wrong layer. Oh no. All right, we'll fix this. No problem. Perfect. Except for that part. What did I do? All right, we'll fix this. Let's go like this. And we'll go cut and paste. Now we can move this up above the inks. Now we're cooking. See? All right. one little touch on that clock. Just, minor details. Grab a little white, hit it up. Might as well. Right. Even just a little bit of shadow underneath their eyes, just for a nice little touch there. It's amazing what just like the little, just a little care on the eyes. A little drop shadow there, a little drop shadow underneath his eyebrow. Makes a difference, Adds a little depth. All right, we're missing their feet. I forgot about that. So we'll get that going real quick. Yeah, the cartooning stuff's fun, It's not as detailed and there's not really any messing up. If you can kind of nail down your own style. So like we worked on this style for a little bit with these birds. We had a couple different sketch pages of stuff and he really was stressing that it was simplified. Like they didn't have to look exactly like a cockatiel bird, but he wanted a unique shape for these characters so that they were memorable. And I think we could kind of accomplish that. Fans of this book knew it, would ask for it in their sketches and stuff, sketchbooks. I'll still get people that'll mention it. Hell, it was over 20 years ago we did this now, I think. Yep. Time flies. So there we are. There's the day 15 of the drawing challenge. Let's take a look and see. Again, if you're not familiar, we have the draworddieclub.com. This is the weekly newsletter that comes out. We do inspirational stuff every week for artists. We also have some merch and some cool stickers and t-shirts that say draw every damn day. I'm going to be taking down this shirt. It's about AI artist theft. I'm going to take that down pretty soon. It should have been down already. And then all the drawing brushes that I'm using tonight are available on the website too. Also, there's a free pencil brush here, the Blackwing pencil brush. And if you're out there and you're drawing underneath the hashtag Draw or Die Club on Instagram, I like to pull this up and just kind of look through and see what came through while we were drawing here. So this is a new one. I didn't see it. It's Joe Dunn. He's doing he couldn't just do one, could he? Here we got the flamingos from him. That's awesome. Looks like Joe is doing like a sticker theme. I'm hoping that, maybe we'll get some stickers out of it or something. But yeah, I thought about bird poop as well. Thought about that. That's one man's Trask. I know his style pretty well. What do we got here? Ooh, that's gruesome. It's a bird at work. It's a dirty job. Birds at work, construction bird. Good choice with the American flag here. It's a patriotic construction site. All right, awesome. That was where's mine again? Where am I? Look at all those emojis there. I'm gonna make them fall. Let's do that. All right, I like to do that. Silly. But there's my day 15 birds at work. Tomorrow, I don't know. I think we're planning on going out. I don't think I'll be back in time for 8 p.m. Need a little husband-wife time out doing things in the real world. So I'll try to make up the stream at some point. What's tomorrow? We're all done with that block. Tomorrow is Thick as Thieves. And I think I know exactly. That's Fossil Girl. She's in here tonight. So tomorrow we get to see what everybody draws for your prompt, Fossil Girl. That's going to be fun. I know what I'm going to do. I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm going to say it has something to do with D&D. So let's check that out tomorrow. And that's it. That's tonight. That is tonight's drawing prompt. Let's take one more look. There they are. There's the birds at work. About to punch in. And I'm punching out. So thanks for watching tonight. Going to go fix that newsletter up. And thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking this video. Please like the video. And I'll see you back here sometime tomorrow. I might actually show up like super early tomorrow. Like I might be like a 6 a.m. stream, to be honest with you. So if you do not watch that live, come back and watch the replay. And maybe for some surprises in there. So I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Stay encouraged. Draw every day.